Okay, yeah, Princely, just overall huge game. Kiffin said it. I guess everyone's kind of saying it. But what's your first look at Georgia? What they bring and what this game means?
Uh, as far as how our season has went so far, this game is really, really, really big to us and big to how our season could go for the rest of the season. I feel like the Georgia is a great team. They've been a great team for the past 4 or 5 years. So it's a challenge, but we're up for it.
I think 9 sacks against Oklahoma, 8 Saturday. How have you seen this defensive front kind of evolve over these past 2 games after the LSU game?
I feel like it's a mixture of how much talent and how much taking of coaching we get. And the crazy part is, like, even though we did have, I believe it was 8 sacks just now versus Arkansas, we could have had more. So we still make little mistakes, so we could be even better than what we already are.
Prince, how much was it a challenge when you guys were stopped at 4th and 1, and then that put Arkansas in a pretty difficult position? What went into that huddle whenever you guys were able to sack Taylor Green in the end zone and getting the fumble?
You saying before?
Yes.
Well, just we love things like that as a defense. Like if offenses ever, like starting off slow and things like that, we embrace it as a defense. We tell each other it's going to be on us. Even though offense ended up having a great game, as a defense, we embrace it. We love those tough situations. We want the pressure to be on us.
Also, real quick, Coach Kiffin we're talking to you guys going into the first half, locker room, only giving up just a few points. What were some of those conversations that the coach was saying?
Well, he just wanted us to have our first complete game as a team. He wanted us to completely dominate them. And although I feel like towards the back end of the game, we could have did better as a defense, I feel like that was close to one of our more complete games.
You scored that touchdown? On the stat sheet, it said you did, but I think everyone said Ivy scored it.
Yeah, nah. So he hopped on it, and he never had possession of it because O-lineman came and pushed him. And I thought he had possession of it too. Like, if you watch the film back, I'm like this, and then I see the ball, and I hop down on it. So, yeah.
You were out there some in the second half with Cam Franklin, a couple snaps or a few snaps. How have you seen his development as a younger player?
Man, he's probably developed the fastest I've seen out of a freshman. Like when I first came here and watching him practice from today, it's like night and day.
You're on a roll so far. I think you have 4 straight games with a sack, most sacks in a season for you. What's been working for you all year?
Man, just keeping my trust in Jesus Christ and God, and just having actually giving myself a routine. Like on some days I might not leave the facility until I'll go home during the day, but then I'll come back around 6, 7, might not leave the facility till 9, 9:30. So just keeping a routine and keeping my trust and having a good relationship with God.
Being a player in the position you are, kind of needing that explosiveness from your feet, how hard is it mentally to kind of come back from an injury that you were dealing with midseason?
Man, so a lot of people don't know, but like my first 4 years, my whole football career, I never had injuries. So like if I was to write a book for this season, for me, I would call it adversity, because like I've never had, I had coming into the season, before the season started, I had a shoulder, even though I was able to be healthy with the shoulder before the season started. And then I had, the high ankle sprain. I'm sick right now, but, it's just, sorry, what was that again?
Just dealing with an ankle injury for a defensive lineman that needs kind of that explosiveness to get to the backfield.
Yeah, so I've been dealing with these injuries, so it's been really my first time having them. But like you said, like when I was walking on it, like the way I play defense, sorry guys, I like bend the edge like this, you know what I'm saying? And that's the ankle, and it's my ankle. So it's like some positions they could deal with it a little better, but in my position, that's like really hard on me. So it was really tough on me mentally. But just going back to God again, and keeping my trust and faith in Him, and I came back even stronger.
We all see guys like JJ doing what he's doing on the offensive side, scoring touchdowns. For y'all as a room, what kind of moment is like for y'all to see what he's doing on both sides?
It's great. It's funny you say that. We was just on the sideline saying why he not in the Heisman conversation. You know, he the only guy with offensive touchdowns and sacks on defense. But yeah, it's great to see a good guy like JJ, you know, succeeding on both sides of the ball. He's a really, really athletic guy for his size.
You mentioned building a routine this year and kind of settling into that. What was the cause? What made you want to change some things and switch your routine up?
Man, it's just throughout the years of my college experience, I've noticed how much talent I have, and I'm like I can see that I'm like, you know, a really, really talented, like the best, if not one of the best, if not the best edge rushers. Like I've been feeling that way since I first got into college. So I'm like, why am I not producing how I want to? Like I'm still producing. I still got all SEC last year, but it just wasn't to my standard, if that makes sense. I'm like, why am I not producing like how I want to? And, you know, whenever things like that happen, you feel like you got to switch something up.
And I guess hopefully you don't mind us asking about Dominic Thomas. We don't know a ton about him. Just what's he? I mean, you go against him, I guess, in practice a little bit. But what's he like off the field, on the field a little bit, and what do we need to know about him?
Off the field, he doesn't talk too much. On the field, he's a same thing, quiet guy. He just shows up to work every day and goes to work.
Princeton, a lot of times throughout your press conferences, you've made mention in your faith. How much do you draw on that each time you go out and play?
Man, extremely. Like in the past, throughout these 4 years, my mom, she's like really like she won't let me go into a game without calling me and praying for me. And, you know, that was a big thing. And I think this season I really took it upon myself to find a closer relationship with God rather than just having my mom pray for me all the time. I really took it upon myself, you know, to make changes to my life so I can have that close relationship with God, so I don't have to, you know, depend on my mother. Even though it's great, I still call her to this day so we can pray before the game. But, you know, I just took it upon myself this season to grow a stronger relationship.
What do you kind of make of Georgia's offense? I think you were on the last team not named Alabama to beat them.
Mm-hmm. You said of their offense? I think they, so far, you know, it's only day one, so we only watched a little bit. I think they show a lot of different good looks. I think their offensive coordinator does a great job. You know, they have real good size at O-line, so it's gonna be a good one. But I think we're gonna rise to the occasion. Appreciate y'all.